And we're live here on YouTube. Like to welcome those listening in podcast land, and also my buddy Rich. Rich, how you doing today?
Doing good, Mike. So it is a hot one here in the Quad Cities. Really warm weather. I think we have family in town from Arkansas, and they made note that it's hotter here than it is down south.
Yeah,
where they're visiting from.
It's
crazy.
Bad. I think the weather's breaking though today. Like it's more comfortable out right now than it was.
It is, but now
Yesterday.
we got what looks like some storm clouds.
Yeah, we're supposed to get storms all day for the most part.
Mm.
But it was 77. It was 70 degrees when I last checked my app that tells me my exact house location. So,
Gotcha. All right.
Rich. Obviously, we're in town together. We're hanging out. So I don't know how long this is going to be because we got to make sure we got family downstairs. We don't want to be gone too long.
Yeah.
And I love catching up.
Exactly. And you got errands to run. We both got errands.
Ew.
We got other things to do this afternoon, but we carved out enough time to get this.
Just for you folks. Or just the two of us. I don't care. Either way. So we got a good show for you. We're going to talk Cubs baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to finally talk about your thoughts on Wrigley in 2026.
Yep. All right.
And what else we got, Rich?
And of course, NASCAR and some World Cup. As
how much have you watched?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
All right, Mike. All that more. Why don't you go ahead and try and roll the intro? We'll see how the sound works on it. There we go.
Live from somewhere in Iowa, this is Balls and Sticks, the podcast with your hosts, Mike and Rich.
Okay. With a quick disclaimer, we are not in Iowa.
We're somewhere in Illinois.
Yeah. But with that, let's get to the show. First thing we have is the poll question. If you look at the poll question right now, it is tied at the moment. And so we had to go down. I had to go down and ask my better half, and she voted.
That's right. It was Foursquare and Matt Ball. I voted for Matt Ball. I mean, I think that Foursquare is really easy. That you can start up a game like that. All you need is 4 people, a ball, and some chalk. So you could easily set that up out on the playground.
You know what? Foursquare
driveway
can be cut down to 2 square.
Okay.
And you can play 2 people.
Okay. Well, Matt Ball is more of a giant. Well, probably was a game that you played in.
They still play it in the
gym
schools
school.
that I work at.
Yeah, in gym, all the way up through high school. I think we were even playing this in high school. Maybe not an entire like gym unit on it, but it was something that made it into the rotation on an unscheduled day.
Yeah, and I like both, but I voted for Foursquare because I was really good at it.
All right, I went with Matt Ball. Joining me in Matt Ball was my better half, Amy, but Foursquare, Mike, you went with Foursquare as well. Did your sister-in-law Heather Marie?
Yep, and my wife voted for Foursquare.
All right, so Foursquare pulls off an upset.
Now, I will also give you the other reason where kickball went through.
It did. Kickball did go through.
And kickball and mat ball are essentially the same game.
Except one's more played indoors.
One's indoors, one's outdoors. So
and you can have multiple people on a base.
Yeah. Yes, but they're essentially the same game, right?
A little bit.
Yeah.
So this week's poll question, which I'll probably get live later on this afternoon, number 7 dodgeball versus scooter dodgeball. So do you like sitting and rolling playing dodgeball or just traditional dodgeball?
Or get your fingers run over. Like, yeah. Okay. With that, do you see what's coming up next?
Is it a left turn?
It is.
After that?
Another left-hand turn. And it's because
we're going into the NASCAR corner.
Presented as always by Triple I Sports Cards Incorporated, Moline, Illinois. Check them out for all your sports memorabilia needs on 5th Avenue or on their eBay store. Once again, that is Triple I Sports Cards Incorporated. Rich, we are bad hosts. We don't have any outline, and we don't have any notes to remind us.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them who the sponsor of the poll question is.
Yeah, our poll question is Route Irish Roasting. Check them out over. They're on Facebook.
They're on,
and then you can get a link to their online store
Yep.
to get you some military and are kind of like artillery themed coffee blends.
Yeah. So with that, as we head into the NASCAR corner, last week we were at the Toyota Save Mart 350 in Sonoma.
Mm-hmm.
Your winner, big surprise.
Yeah. Shane Van Ginsbergen.
SVG. Rich, I picked Michael McDowell, finished 9th. You picked Austin Hill, finished 34th. It gives me a 12-10 lead.
Yeah, like I said last week, when we made our picks, really wish I would have followed that gut feeling from the naval station and not picked Shane Van Ginsbergen and saved him. But if anything, I also noticed when I was going through the road courses that I also chose not to pick SVG in another race that he won, as I did not pick him at Watkins Glen either, and chose to save the use for later on in the year. The one I just chose to deploy him in the wrong race.
Yep. And that happens. That's what racing's all about. That's why they do it every week. Rich, this week, they are in Chicagoland. Man, I would love to go. I love that track. It's been a while since they've been there. And I had gone to quite a few races at that track. That is our, we are split 50-50 between two tracks. I think we're closer. I am totally closer, to Newton. And you're a little closer. So I think it's fine. But Chicagoland just feels like home to me. For the Aero 400, presented by Amazon.
I don't know. It just says Aero 400.
Well, Aero
is owned by Amazon.
I think so.
All right, so Mike. While you're looking that up, who's your pick to win? Or finish higher than my drive?
I am gonna pick Carson Hocevar.
All right.
He likes 1.5-mile tracks.
All right. I'm going to go with Willie B. So I need to get back. I need to start closing this gap. And, I feel like I got some good drivers that I haven't used yet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Willie B. NASCAR in-season tournament, my guy's already out, as Tyler Reddick had engine problems out in Sonoma and got upset by Ty Dillon, his matchup. Mike, I believe your pick of Denny Hamlin is still well alive and well in the in-season tournament.
And that's accurate. However, I did have Tyler Reddick as my number 2. So that I'm not much better off, but I am at least slightly better.
Gotcha. All right, you can catch today's race, Sunday's race, over on TNT from Chicagoland. Hoping the weather clears up and is well for the race, as it's going to be a night race though. Kind of disappointed with that. Yeah, as I like day racing.
Night racing up in Chicago is nice though. Especially, could you imagine this heat in Chicago at the track in the middle of the day?
That's true.
By the way, when they first had this race, it was a week later, so it was next week, and same heat, and it was terrible. So night races work. It's a fun race. Is that tomorrow night?
It's going to be a Sunday night.
Oh, Sunday night race. Okay.
Sunday night race.
So with that, Rich, good luck to you. I am bummed that I'm not going, but I can't leave the family for another trip. Well, yeah.
All right. So that's been the NASCAR Corner, presented by Triple I Sports Cards Incorporated, Moline, Illinois, down on 5th Avenue. And you can also find them on eBay, Triple I Sports Cards Incorporated. Mike, we're going to keep making left-hand turns, but go over to the Diamond. Mike, those Cubbies they're streaking again.
They are.
They are streaking again.
10 of the last 11.
I heard it's 15 of the last 19 they've won.
Wow. They are they are streaking well as they went 2 against Milwaukee and 3 against the Padres, which gives them 5. I picked 4, you picked 3.
Mm-hmm.
We actually were 1 game short and still beat both of our totals. I love it. Dansby Swanson has been coming up huge. Did he make Player of the Week last week?
They have not announced Player of the Week. PCA got Player of the
month. Yeah, for the month of June.
Mm-hmm.
And I if Dansby Swanson didn't get Player of the Week last week,
Sure.
I would be 9.
Becomes the first Cubs hitter to hit 9th and have a 2-homer game, including a grand slam. And the first Cubs since Sammy Sosa in 2002 to record 20-plus RBIs in a 10-game span. But the more odd stat that I found about all this is if he's the first player since 1939 to record 26 RBIs in a 10-game span, joining Hall of Famers Mel Ott, Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig, and Jimmy Fox.
Now, Rich, I'm going to push back on you. I'm going to ask the question. I'm sure you don't have the answer right off.
Okay.
Has any Cub hit 3 home runs, including a grand slam in 1 game?
I don't think so.
Because he did that this week.
He did.
Probably after you put the stat in.
Probably.
I'm gonna do a quick look up.
Yeah. While you're doing that, and also Wednesday's 23-3 beatdown of the Padres ended up being their worst loss in franchise history for the San Diego Padres. That was a wild game. I wasn't listening on the radio. I think I was following it on my phone. And it was crazy to pick up my phone and then see that, they're up 10-3, and then pick it up a couple innings later and it's 23-3. And just crazy to watch the highlights of that game. They had a pitcher pitch. They had a position player doing 2 innings. Makes me wonder about should the Cubs have called off the dogs and not kept going on and laying in on the pods and gone station to station and not swung for home runs. But what are you going to do if you're swinging?
So, Dansby Swanson is the first player in Cubs history and only the second player in Major League history to bat from 9th and get 8 runs in a single game.
Mm-hmm. I think the other stat that I saw, Mike, was his 26 RBIs this week is more than a lot of teams have had. He's generated more RBIs in this 10-game stand than the New York Yankees as a team. Crazy. So they are hot right now. We lost the Cardinals game that we included it in our prediction last week, so we group it. So it's going to be roped in to this week's prediction. So 3 against the Cardinals in Chicago. The Cubs are going to go out to Baltimore to face the Orioles before heading back west with a layover in Cincinnati for 1 game from show to show. Mike, I'm going to go with 5 games for this one.
Yeah, I think so. By the way, if the Cubs pull off another 10-game winning streak, they're only the second team in history to win, to have 3 10-game winning streaks.
Yep. They're getting close. They're halfway there.
Do you know who the first team to do it was?
The Cubs. You told me.
Oh, yeah, we did. We talked about that
last week.
The Cubs in 1906. So 120 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Mike, I shared the article with you on what NBC Universal is doing for July 5th, where every game, I think they're getting like 15 of the 19 games. They will be available to stream over the air. You can
stream.
You can stream them on Peacock to where you can have multi-views of the games.
Are they doing that for free?
Yeah. Well, I don't. You probably need to have a Peacock subscription.
Oh.
But
I don't.
But I think
I don't pay for Peacock.
You'd have to check it out. But you can watch multiple games at the same time. It's gonna be a combination of them taking the local broadcasters.
Yeah.
Or deploying their own broadcasting crews.
So you're saying what I said about opening day is happening essentially?
Yes, except that it could be behind a Peacock the Peacock streaming wall, but all the games will be available. It's going to be blackout free. And I know when I was I think when I was looking at my YouTube TV to see if the Cubs would be on the NBC Sports Network, I noticed that NBC Extra popped up. So I'm hoping that'll be an option to watch on Sunday. And the Savannah Bananas are also in town up at Kinnick Stadium at the University of Iowa weekend, and you can catch their games on ESPN. Both of them.
I love it. Oh man. Okay, Rich, I got a quick question for you.
Sure.
You went to Wrigley.
I did. We both went to Wrigley.
We went to Wrigley together. What were your thoughts?
I think the last time that we visited, yes, the Gallagher Way was there. It wasn't to the point where they had all the statues consolidated into one space, but they had the team store with the either chain or with the mix of higher end restaurants, and the team store and the hotel across the street with where they relocated the McDonald's and some restaurants that was there. But the other side of the ballpark was all new to me.
So I love that. Is it Clark is still Clark? Isn't that the one?
Yeah, behind left field is still the same.
That is exactly the same. Now,
left and center field is still
all those apartments are owned by the team, and I don't think anybody lives there outside of Airbnb and stuff like that. I don't think that happens anymore. There might be one or two, but for the most part, that is still the old neighborhood. That still feels like what it should feel like.
Yeah, what feels like a non-team owned souvenir stand was still up in like that left center behind center field area. You still have Murphy's.
Yeah,
the Cubby Bear is still there. Wrigleyville Sports is still there.
Yep, a lot of those are still there and still great, and I love it all. There are some things. A Tom Brady sports cards.
We didn't go in, but we saw it from the stands. You have an Alamo Draft House.
Yeah.
A more of like a chain, but it's still geared towards a regional inventory called Rally House.
Murphy's doesn't look the same. They've updated the facade on that whole right field side. I don't hate. I'm not mad about it. So first, let me point out, I am not mad about it. It looks great. It does feel less like the neighborhood, but we still got tacos.
Yep, the taco stand at El Burro is still there.
El Burro's still there, so that's huge. Like, as long as they're still there, I don't think I care. Like, the 7-Eleven moved. The 7-Eleven used to be halfway under the train. Now it's moved down to like half a block. Other than that, like, I would say coming from the train, both the walk to and if you were to go out left field and down, that all feels like Wrigley. Right field and Gallagher Way starting to feel like an actual like commercial area where it used to be just it was 90% residential. The bottoms were all the bars. Then you had residential in the middle, and then the rooftops were the special rooftops.
Yeah.
Now it feels like industrial commercial.
It does. More. The one thing that I was disappointed in with Gallagher Way is that they're billing that as, that's a public gathering space.
Yep.
But on game days, if you want to go in there, you got to have a ticket to the game. And that was kind of disappointing because they'll put the marquee Sports Network feed up on the giant wall out there, so you could technically go to the neighborhood, watch the game, and still feel like you're a part of the ballpark. But you can get your overpriced drinks and play on the play on the AstroTurf lawn with their catch. Or
do they have
bags?
just tickets you can buy just for Gallagher Way?
I don't know, but
If that's all you want to do,
that's not the impression that I got. Is you had that?
I didn't either.
Ticket.
We'll look that up. That's one of our homework assignment. We'll try to hopefully by next week we'll know whether you can buy just a ticket for Gallagher Way. I love all the stuff to do there. I do love it. I think it's great. I agree with you, but in all honesty, you can stand right outside the fence and still watch.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to have anybody shooing you away.
Like you could bring a lawn chair, sit right next to the fence, and just watch the game. I don't think anybody's going to say anything. But I don't know. It's weird. One thing, and this is a state of being in the state of Illinois, being I'm not used to. Again, I live in rural Iowa now. I am not used to the smell of public marijuana use. That hit strong a few times, and that was a little weird. Just a little weird. Like, again, it's the state of Illinois. It's legal. I can't fault somebody for doing something legal. It feels weird, but again, that has nothing to do with the stadium, nothing to do with anything around the team or the ownership or anything like that. It's just a new reality that we live in. I'm sure if you go out to Dodger Stadium and you're walking through the parking lot, there's guys token up right there. I'm sure at every LA, or I'm sure Colorado, if you're downtown in Colorado, people are getting Rocky Mountain High. I'm sure that when you're in any other state where it's legal, it's just going on. And that's fine. We're talking about our experiences since the last time we've been there. And the last time I was there, it wasn't legal.
Yeah, I guess I didn't notice it.
Again, you live in an area where it's legal, and you might smell it a little bit more than I do. But again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just different. Again, I don't have a problem with it. Do what you do, people. I don't, but if it was legal, I don't have a problem with it. So, but other than that, I thought it was still like the seats. Those seats were great.
Yeah.
Did you make friends with the guy you got them from?
No. It was a combination.
So you need
texting.
you need to go up to him at church one day and be like, "Man, those are great seats. How can I buy tickets from you regularly?" Because that would be like, I mean, yes, you can probably win them at the auction, all that stuff. But
and the other great thing about the auction is now that I know what the face value of his tickets is, I can I can at least make sure that the auction goes for the face value of the ticket.
I didn't look. Did we at least get to face value of ticket?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We went over the face value, but it's a good donation to a great cause. You were gracious enough to say, I donated to my church and my organization. I'm just going to do it. You guys do you. And that's fine. And we covered the gas, and that was all taken care of. But I just wanted to make sure everything, yeah.
So, yeah, I loved it. I'm intrigued. Like, the stadium, inside the stadium doesn't feel any different until you go to the bathroom.
How so, Mike?
They broke the horse troughs. They don't fill up anymore. How do I know that 100,000 people have peed in this horse trough if I don't have standing pee up to right at the edge?
Well, it helps when one of their major sponsors is Sloan, who is a restroom supply company.
I suppose you're going to fix the restrooms and make sure that they work, but they broke them because there's no more.
There's more restrooms.
So there are more.
So it doesn't feel like there isn't as much. All right, make room. Excuse me. So I've had those feelings where you think, hey, no, there isn't room for you to go.
Well, I'm a pee. Like, I joke about it, but yeah, who knew that when your sponsor is Sloan, you're going to make it so that you can pee and not have overflowing toilets at some point. But it does take away one of the best pastimes in Major League Sports.
So you say.
Trough swimming. I never did it.
I never saw it. I didn't know that was.
I have seen it where it's been full. I've never seen anybody swim in it. I have seen videos of it.
Fair enough.
So.
But yeah.
And this is before AI, so it was real deal. It was not like I could auto-generate it and have it be me doing it. But nope. So, okay. Your final. I'll give you the final word, and then we'll move on to the next.
Still seemed odd that you have other things like non-traditional things that you think of with Wrigleyville, with a movie theater or sports bars that aren't locally owned, chain sports bars and arcades, but they are trying to generate. I'm sure the Cubs ownership group is somehow tied in with it. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure they're trying to get more crowds into Wrigleyville on non-game days.
Yep.
So if that's what keeps the neighborhood healthy and fully functioning and brings in more revenue to keep the Cubs in Wrigley, I'm all for it.
I did lie.
But
I am going to talk one more thing.
Go ahead.
Gallagher Way. We just talked about it.
Okay.
There's now a paywall around getting your pictures taken with statues.
There is. Oh, yes. Yeah. If you're going up there on a game day and you don't have tickets to the game, you couldn't just go into the ballpark and see the stadiums. You
can't walk around the stadium and see and they've moved 4? Was it 4 or 3?
They moved everything but Harry up to Gallagher Way. And any new statues will go to Gallagher Way.
So I don't know how I feel about that one. Because I'm assuming we're going to get a Anthony Rizzo with his hands in the air.
I think that it'll be a collective 2016 statue. I don't know if you'll have individual members. Maybe Rizzo.
I think Rizzo will. Because I would be surprised if KB doesn't. But I think the rest of the team. And you don't think Joe Madden would get one?
I don't think so. I think it'll be a collective, that mob. It'll be a statue of them celebrating and mobbing each other on the field, jumping and hugging into each other to commemorate the team and not necessarily individuals.
Huh. We'll see. I'm intrigued. I think, like I said, I think individually though, Rizzo deserves one. Like he does. I'm trying to think of anybody else on that team that truly made that team
take them away.
Take them away. Because Anthony was there in the bad years.
He was.
He was there when they sucked.
And that's what endears me more to him as being more of a Cub or Call of
Fame
Cub. Bryant came up in 15 when they started winning.
Right.
Zobrist was only there 2 years.
Yeah.
Zobrist was on the tail end.
Zobrist won't, because again, he was
Lester
a journeyman.
Was more of a hired gun.
Lester was a hired gun.
Jake
Kyle?
Arrieta. I could see Jake Arrieta because he was there when they were bad. He was there in 14 when they were just starting to get good.
Kyle, because of how long he was there, I think might get a statue.
I don't know about Kyle because he didn't put up individual numbers. He was consistent with the team, but it almost reminds me.
He had like a .0 ERA in 16 or something like that.
Here's the thing, though: is he a Hall of Famer or is he a Cubs Hall of Famer, or is he in the Hall of Good?
I think he's at minimum he's a Cubs Hall of Famer. I think he is definitely a Cubs Hall of Famer. 2015 through 2018, he put up Hall of Fame numbers. Now, is that long enough to be a Hall of Famer? No. But 2018 to 2021, he put up at least Hall of Great. I don't know that he got to Hall of Fame in all of those years. Some of those years, maybe he was right on the verge. But I think he 100% is at least a Cubs Hall of Famer.
Okay. Yeah, I can give you Cubs Hall of Famer.
And as a Cubs Hall of Famer, he should get a statue.
Not every Cubs Hall of Famer has a statue.
That's true. I think that's going to be something they're working on, though. I think they want to get Gallagher Way to have 10 to 15 statues overall. But I like it. I'm very intrigued to see which of the Cubs from 15, 16. Like, no, you're not going to put Aroldis up there.
No. Chappie was there for 6 months.
He was there because he was bought to win us a World Series. That's it.
3 months, and then he left.
Yep. We're not gonna put. I don't think you put CJ up there.
Yeah, you're not gonna see a Jason Hayward statue up there.
You're not gonna see Jason Hayward up there. You're not gonna like the amount of guys from that year that you're not gonna get a statue of. I think is greater than the only other person. Again, the problem is there are moments that I think deserve statues that I don't think will get statues. The tag up.
No, Albert Almora is not going to get a statue.
Almora is not going to get, but that tag up won us a World Series.
It did.
Like, it's stuff like that I'm like...
Yeah, you listen to the Lovable Reunion podcast. I think that's been brought up.
Every time.
Every single time.
It is, so we'll see. With that, I can't wait to go back. It'll probably be 5 years at least. Maybe not. Maybe you'll get tickets more often now because you got a guy that you can get them from regularly. And, we know that they're good seats.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we go more. I don't know. As of right now, 5 years.
Yep. Because I think they'll be back in... we've got every other year.
Yeah,
we got a chance to go to Minnesota.
I can go to Minnesota, and that's a day trip, and that's a lot easier, I think, than Wrigley. I think Minneapolis is an easier day trip than Chicago sometimes, because Chicago feels so much more like paying and parking right down there, so much easier. All this, I don't know. But I also love going to Wrigley. See, the problem is for me, Wrigley means we're out of home, we're away from home, and I go on a day trip. Whereas Minneapolis, it's just a day trip.
But that means a lot more planning to where you're not just, all right, what is the family going to do? Do I bring it? Do I make the 5.5 hour drive here so I can spend the night or be overnight away from the family?
Am I going to be away from the family, or is it going to be a weekend that we're in town together?
Yeah.
And for you, it's the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a little one that you got to be like, okay, am I going to be gone for 2-3 days away from the family? Or is the family going to come up and throw off the little one's schedule and throw off your wife's schedule, and then you leave for a day and then you come back? Like,
a lot more things to consider now. A lot more.
There are. If God moves us back here, maybe we can start going to Wrigley yearly, and I'd be fine with that. Right now, there are things that I want to do before, like I want to go to Soldier Field. Like that, I would love to happen before
20,
whenever they
30,
leave.
2032.
So we'll see what happens. But with that, Rich, let's get to the World Cup. So U.S. is
They
advanced with a questionable, at best questionable red card. I think it should have been a yellow card. Personally, I didn't get to watch it. Actually, I did catch up later and saw some stuff.
I watched it. I still don't understand the penalty.
So he landed on his ankle.
Okay.
It was not malicious, but he was not in control of himself. Soccer, you're supposed to be in control of your body. And when you do something that's unsafe without malice, that's a yellow card. If it's unsafe with malice, it's a red card.
Okay. So they won. They're going to be facing Belgium on Monday up in Seattle.
Yeah, that's going to be tough, especially without your lead scorer in the World Cup. It means other people need to step up, including but not limited to Christian Pulisic. And I think there's plenty of guys that can step up. I think we can still win this game, but I think it's going to be tough.
All right, Mike. My pick of Germany. They lost in penalty kicks to Paraguay. So they're out of the tournament.
Yeah. Shocker.
All right. And Mike, your pick of Argentina is playing their opening round game in the round of 32 as they'll be taking on Cape Verde this afternoon down in Miami.
Scariest game of them all. Cape Verde has zero cares right now. They shouldn't have made the round of 32. They were not expected to get out of group play at all. And they have been shocking teams. If Cape Verde gets them to a shootout, anybody's game. And that's the scariest thing in soccer right now.
Yeah. So I think with hanging out with Mark and Alicia this afternoon, probably the World Cup will probably be on out in Coal Valley as we're hanging out.
Also today in World Cup news, my second favorite country in the world plays my favorite soccer player in the world.
Really?
Yeah. Australia, my second favorite country in the world. I picked them for a lot of other things. If you watch the show, you know that. But they're playing Egypt, who has Mo Salah on the team. I think his contract just ended with Liverpool, which is my MLS or my Premier League team.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So make sure to catch up on your soccer on the Fox family of networks between FS1 and Big Fox.
Big Fox, Fox One app. I think they put some games on Fox Business at one point. Who knows? It's on some sort of Fox show. Check it out. It's great. I've been loving watching it. It's been fun. I've watched like 5 or 6 games so far. I hope to watch at least one today, if not multiple. But yeah. And with that, Rich.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's our show.
No, we have shout outs.
We do. A happy anniversary to you and the missus.
Thank you. Baby, you make me better. Thank you for marrying me. 9 years. 9 years. Next year's that decade mark.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's been great. Happy anniversary to my wife. I was thinking, you got to do that one, so then I get to do at least one of yours.
Sure.
Your mom's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Pam. We love you. And then I think we both agree. Happy 250 years to America.
Yep, to America. All right. So as you're lighting off your fireworks, make sure you got 5 fingers.
5 fingers, 5 toes.
10 fingers, 10 toes.
Yeah.
Make sure to end the festivities with those.
And yesterday was your Wednesday?
It would have been the first was Karen Levin's birthday.
And the first was my great niece's birthday. My older brother's daughter, her baby's birthday was the first as well.
All right.
So
a lot of birthdays.
She turned 5.
Yeah. All right, but that's just about it. If you're watching us here on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also find us out in podcast land wherever you download and listen to all of your other podcasts. that you subscribe to. So look us up if you just want
if you want to participate
audio version.
If you want to participate in our poll questions, check us out on facebook.com/fansandballsand6 or Rich and Mai's page, or we sometimes share it to the facebook.com/ballsand6 page. With that, let's go ahead and roll the outro.
Broadcasting live from somewhere in Iowa. This is Balls and